Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans around the world, welcome to In The Clinch Podcast, your go-to spot for all things UFC and WWE. Every week, we break down the biggest fights, wildest matches, and all the action you need to know. From recaps and predictions to latest rumors, breaking news, and upcoming events, we've got you covered. Whether you're a diehard fan or just getting into the world of combat sports and sports entertainment, this is the place to be. Join us today as we revisit what is sure to be the biggest Triplemania of all time, this week's edition of the Red Brand, and more. So, let's talk about that Triplemania, shall we? The Triplemania, the show of shows for the luchadors. Lucha Libre has definitely done it again.
My favorite luchador of the night has to be Otis.
I don't know.
Microman. Yeah.
Microman definitely has Microman beat.
Duo tag team, whatever you want to call it. That's my favorite.
I don't know. Microman definitely has a chance to be in the running for the WWE World Championship. Let's just put that out there. So let's go over winners and losers for the Latin American Championship match. We have. I'm not even going to attempt to really pronounce these names. We have not El Luchador.
He misses 100% of the shots you don't take. So go ahead.
Well, we are hitting bricks today because we have a new Latin American champion in.
What's his name?
His name is El Hijo de. I can't pronounce that. I can't do it. It's not going to work.
Well, so let's just. I'm not supposed to know who you're talking about.
I don't know. You're gonna have to figure it out. That's what the internet's for. No, for real though, I really can't pronounce that. I really don't want to. That is not what I said. I don't want to butcher that, so I'm not gonna attempt it. But we do have a new champion. Omos won the Copa Bardal match. I believe I said that right, which was AAA's version of the Royal Rumble. The 6-person tag team match between Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Raquel Rodriguez versus Nino Hamburguesa. Is that Hamburguesa? I'm pretty sure I'm saying that like entirely wrong. Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Raquel of the Judgment Day got the victory there. The AAA tag team street fight match for the tag team championships. Between Pagano and Psycho Clown versus Angel and Berto. We have new champions in Pagato and Psycho Clown. Conan was also inducted into the AAA Hall of Fame by none other than the one, the only Rey Mysterio. Booyaka, booyaka.
1-6.
And then in the, I believe, not the main event, but in the Reino de Ramos Championship Triple Threat match, Flamer was the victor, and I believe they retained their championship in that match. And then for the main event, the AAA Mega Championship Fatal 4-Way match between Vikingo, Dragon Lee, Dominic Mysterio, and El Grande Americano, the champion retains the AAA Mega Championship. What an event. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of does open the door for a bunch of AAA stars in WWE now. I mean, we kind of had a few, I believe. We had Mr. Iguana. He's been in WWE a few times. I think he just made his Raw debut this past Monday, I believe. But we're about to get into that in just a moment.
So we're going to talk about the record they broke as well with the viewerships.
No, I will let you go into that as I called out the results. So go into the ratings and how they did as a revenue.
So we see here the highest attendance for any Mexico Lucha Libre show this year with a crowd of 19,691. The broadcast has been watched more than 4.3 million viewers in the first 24 hours and hit a peak live concurrent audience of 614,000.
Oof. I mean, that's what streaming on YouTube will do for you. I mean, it really opened up the door for everybody to be able to see it. It's completely free. And then let's talk about Corey Graves, Conan, and JBL on commentary. It's been a while, and I mean a while since we've heard JBL on the commentator's booth, and I don't think he missed a beat. I think he hit every spot just how he used to. He hasn't missed it at all. He's got no ring rust, as the business would say. Corey Graves was obviously in his element. It sounded just like he was on a regular old episode of Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. Heck, you could even say WrestleMania. He was all for the luchadors at Triplemania. And Conan, the legend Conan, obviously, he did an amazing job as well. Those three were fantastic on the commentary team. I do believe that covers everything for Triplemania, unless I missed something. Did I miss anything? I don't believe I did. I think that's everything. Do you have anything else to add for Triplemania before we move on?
Summed it up.
All right. And now on to this week's edition of the Red Brand. We had Roman Reigns showing up to help Jey Uso defeat Braun Breaker in an Extreme Rules match, which was the main event.
With Roman Reigns and the Uso twins. Whenever it's Roman Reigns fighting, they come and interfere. When now I seen Jimmy Uso fighting, and then he helped him out.
That's the bloodline for you, man. I mean, it goes deep. Let's talk about.
Can they win a match on their own?
They have won a match on their own. I mean, for crying out loud, Jey Uso, he told CM Punk before this match started that he wanted to do this on his own. He didn't want to owe anyone any favors. This is what he wanted to do. On his own? He put up a good fight. Let's say he put up a good fight.
He didn't do it on his own. Roman Reigns had to come save the day once again.
I mean, that's just my tribal chief. Acknowledge him.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I mean, what do you expect from a tribal chief?
Let's move on to Sheamus and Rusev. They are set to face off in a one-on-one bout in Clash in Paris in what has been named a Donnybrook match. Whatever that is, maybe I'd have to do some research. Yeah, it's a Donnybrook match. That's what it's called. A Clash in Paris. Sheamus and Rusev face off in a Donnybrook match.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I know disqualification match with an Irish theme. So think of it as an Irish pub with no disqualification. And, so basically, you're everyday normal in Ireland.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's just be honest. A little
taste of Ireland in Paris.
We're going to feel the heat for sure. While the crowd hasn't really been fully behind Sheamus and Rusev's rivalry as of late, I do believe this is a good chance for them to send it off in a big way in a Donnybrook match. When was the last time you saw a Donnybrook match? You haven't. Let's just end it there. Nikki Bella forces Becky Lynch to retreat this week.
I've seen that.
Of course, Becky Lynch injured Natalia's shoulder during their one-on-one match tonight, or not tonight, but this past Monday. Noting that when Maxine Dupree and Natalya were leaving the ring, Becky attacked from behind, and in for the save came Nikki Bella. She is definitely showing that she has not been passed up by the new crowd. She's got a chance to show that she is still able to kick it with these young guys or young girls. Speaking of the women's division, Bayley is continuing to have very, very serious mental distractions.
Something on the little screen there. She
now,
talking for herself a little bit.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Wyatt Six have anything to do with it, because we've seen on SmackDown, I believe, the Wyatt Six have been showing up in the background of certain segments involving certain tag teams. But the only thing about this is that it is Bayley's voice that we're hearing. And it's not her speaking to herself per se, but it's like the voice in the back of her head speaking to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her.
Well, I guess we're only gonna. The only thing we can do is wait.
Get it fixed soon, or maybe she can channel it, use it.
Maybe Bayley, my bad, finally gets out of this sour spot she's been in since forever ago.
She was the longest title holder, wasn't she?
For I believe the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion. Yeah. Yes. But she's been in a little bit of a tough spot since let's see, WrestleMania 41, as a matter of fact. I mean, even before that, but this is where it really started. She was taken out by what would soon to be, or later to be revealed to be Becky Lynch. Mm-hmm. And then she would lose her friendship with Lyra Valkyria over a championship, and Lyra's no longer able to go after the title, and it's partially, or in some people's eyes, mainly Bayley's fault. So you could honestly, this could go either way. I mean, on one hand, people are saying that Lyra has the part to play in this with what she said to Bayley on a couple episodes of Raw ago. Mm-hmm. Saying that she thinks that they just need to cut ties and go their separate ways. They're not working out as friends. They can't be enemies. So it's best if they just stay out of each other's lives. And ever since then, this is the Bayley we've been seeing. We've been seeing Bayley struggling with inner demons on live TV in front of all of the. She's being completely vulnerable right now. Back to what I was talking about with AAA. The Judgment Day beat down Mr. Iguana and Dragon Lee and Vikingo. Vikingo and Mr. Iguana were at Triplemania. As you remember, Vikingo was in the Fatal 4-Way main event. And Mr. Iguana was in the intergender 6-man tag match that they did lose. That I would love to see more of these unique match types as we go forward with these different promotions such as TNA and AAA.
I think Iguana will fit perfectly in WWE, in my opinion.
What's that?
Mr. Iguana, I think he will fit perfectly in WWE.
He's insanely over right now. He's insanely over. And so that brings me to somebody else who is extremely over right now. This is shocking/breaking news. Naomi makes a shocking announcement on Raw, and she announces that Big Jim did not proceed with caution. And now there is a baby on board. Yes, that is right. You heard it here first, or second, or third, depending on when you heard this podcast, that Naomi is pregnant. Now, she did have to vacate her Women's World Championship, and that puts us in a tough spot going into Clash in Paris with Stephanie Vaquer being, or my bad, I said that right, Stephanie Vaquer being number one contender for the Women's World Championship. So I believe now we need to find out, who will Stephanie face? Who is the challenger for Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris?
Who do you think it will be?
There's a lot of good contenders. And in my honest opinion, I can't decide who I want to be in that match. So what I propose instead is a fatal 4-way number 1 contendership match, including Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, and a 4th woman who would be great to finally come out of that rut and get back on her feet and utilize those inner demons. I think my 4th pick would be Bayley to be in that fatal 4-way number 1 contendership match. Or not number 1 contendership match, but that fatal 4-way match to decide who faces Stephanie Vaquer to crown a new women's world champion.
I think that would be a perfect fit.
That I do believe so. I do believe that would be a great match. It's a ton of star power in Lyra Valkyria and Bayley with their ongoing feud. Both of them moving away from the Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and letting Nikki Bella go for that and see how she does and see if she can dethrone heel Becky Lynch. And that also gives Stephanie a whole host of new people to face. I mean, I don't believe Stephanie Vaquer has faced Bayley. I may be wrong. I do know that Stephanie has faced Io. I don't think she's faced Rhea. Who was the other? Oh, Raquel Rodriguez. I think Stephanie has faced Raquel, but I do think that it was a close bout and it would make for a fantastic title match. Moving into the main event, it was Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso versus the badass Braun Breaker in a street fight match. I believe it was a street fight.
Extreme Rules.
No. You're right. It was Extreme Rules. I was thinking of Triplemania. It was Extreme Rules. There was some crazy spots in that match. Lots of weapons, lots of action. Braun Breaker being thrown onto a friggin' shopping cart full of weapons, just like in the hardcore days in ECW. Really reminded me of the Sandman. We love him. So to see Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, two generational talents, I might say, in Braun Breaker, I believe, being the son of Rick Steiner. I think that's his name. I think that's the right one. And I'm trying to make sure it's not Scott Steiner, which I'm pretty sure it's not. And obviously Jey Uso, son of Rikishi, just one of the greatest, Samoan wrestlers of all time, creator of the stink face, absolute menace. But that match, obviously with the Vision being out in a Extreme Rules match with no disqualifications, at some point you had to expect Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, or Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins to show up, which obviously they did. But coming to the rescue, I believe we had, let's see, I have to make sure that I'm saying this right. Okay. Yeah. So Jey Uso and Braun Breaker collided in a brutal Extreme Rules match with a cavalcade of weapons. Uso threw Breaker over the top rope as he landed onto the shopping cart full of objects. Breaker used a trash can to land a body press on Jey Uso onto the announce table. As Breaker was gearing up for a spear, Uso speared Breaker out of nowhere instead for a 2 count. Uso hit an Uso splash, but Bronson Reed pulled the official out of the ring, preventing Uso from getting the win. LA Knight then attacked Reed before World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins arrived to even the odds for the Vision. CM Punk entered the fray as well, but Rollins raked the eyes of Punk to send him into Knight, who went crashing through a table at ringside. Roman Reigns arrived, allowing Jey Uso to hit an Uso splash onto Breakker through the table, giving Uso the big main event win. So,
sounds action-packed.
That final match for Monday Night Raw was filled with big names, big spots, and tons of action. And as it should have, in the heart of the former home of ECW. I mean, where extreme met extreme. That lived up, if not, to a certain standard, as it could do so much. But that feel, that big fight feel with all those weapons and not knowing who was going to win or how many people were going to be out there, as Cody Rhodes calls it, a schmaz, where a whole bunch of people are out and there's a bunch of runouts and a bunch of crazy action, a bunch of spots, a bunch of star power, all for one big conclusive ending. And I think they hit the nail on the head with this main event. And heading into Clash in Paris, we've got big buildups for Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed and Sheamus versus Rusev in a Donnybrook match. And
watch that match.
Yeah, we have to watch it. I mean, come on. It's going to be so good. It's going to be a banger after a banger after banger, said Sheamus himself. But
I don't know if he sounded like that, but I mean,
he most definitely didn't sound like that. He sounded more elegant and more classy.
He sounded more Irish than American, but I mean,
yeah, you know what? Anyway, I do believe that is all we have to cover for this episode of In The Clinch. Is there anything else you would like to?
John Cena versus Logan Paul is in Clash in Paris, right?
Yes, but that's from SmackDown. But yes, Logan Paul and John Cena.
So they're doing SmackDown and Raw in Paris.
Yeah, they're doing. It's a takeover. It's a whole weekend of I think no. Yeah, you're right. I think it's Friday Night SmackDown, Clash in Paris, and then the aftermath with Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I think they're doing an entire 3-day takeover.
So that's pretty cool. John Cena versus Logan Paul. Then you got the the Donnie Brooker?
Oh yeah, the Donnybrook match.
Yeah, Brooke. Yeah.
I do have a feeling. Yeah, it's gonna be a great show. I'm excited to see what WWE has planned. If it's anything like SummerSlam, I mean, come on, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. The tears for my boy CM Punk. He deserved it. He got it, and I mean, he literally could have just ran away. But that's what's in the past is in the past, and now on to bigger and better things. Let's hope that this time Bill Brooks can hopefully I almost forgot.
Sounds like you forgot something.
I did forget something. Another bout that is set for Clash in Paris is, I believe, the visionary, the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, versus the megastar, LA Knight, versus the best in the world, CM Punk.
So a 3-way.
That is a triple threat match. Now, don't forget, Seth Rollins has to watch his back here, because he doesn't have to be pinned to lose that championship at Clash in Paris. It could be CM Punk pinning LA Knight, or LA Knight pinning CM Punk. Either way, Seth has to pay attention and has to be on his P's and Q's. I do believe that Seth has an advantage with, the vision. Although he doesn't have champion's advantage, he does have the advantage of the vision. So with 3-on-2, they are outnumbered, but not only are they outnumbered, LA Knight and CM Punk aren't seeing eye to eye because of Seth Rollins, which the visionary loves mind games, might play a factor into that. But I will save all of those speculations and predictions for the episode before Clash in Paris. I do believe that's everything on the WWE side of things. TooterRooski, is there anything developing on the UFC side of the podcast?
There's actually a lot of things going on, but we'll do that after this weekend of USC because I'm not sure if they might change it or not. So I just want to go ahead and wait. But if it still stands, we're going to have a lot of stuff coming up in October.
So elaborate real quick before we sign off. What could be changing for this weekend in UFC?
So D Ritter, he's an up and coming artist, fighter. We can say artist. Fight is a craft art. But hold on, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So instead of D Ritter facing Khamzat Chimaev, because he's in a social media post, D Ritter had said that he's beaten the American's best wrestler, so why not Khamzat next? And Dana White got it together and stuff talking, and actually instead of fighting Khamzat, he's fighting Anthony Hernandez in October.
Oh.
So they have their own little fight night. I believe it's D Ritter's. No. He faced Robert Whittaker, but now he's fighting Anthony Hernandez for another UFC fight night in October 18th. So hopefully that doesn't get canceled. Hopefully it stands. We got a fight coming up. Let's see here. We have Imavov versus Brawlho coming up September 6th. They're top 5. I believe Imavov is ranked 1. I think Brawlho is the number 4, I believe. So yeah, that's 2 potential fights. I think the winner should get Khamzat next. I think one of them should get Khamzat next because I don't want them to wait until after October and then they fight the Ritter and Khamzat's fights and stuff. But I think the winner of Imavov and Brawlho, I think they're going to be the next fighter, whoever wins for Khamzat. So but I don't want to go ahead and get into it because that's going to be way, way into the future. So yeah, it could be a potential matchup.
All I have to say is whoever decides they want to go after Khamzat, just go back and look at his last fight.
Learn how to wrestle before you fight.
Yeah. Let's just, I mean, Duplessis did not expect.
If they can come in with the dog and the survival instincts of, I don't forgot his name. He was the champion. All I hear is Khamzat.
Oh, that's all I hear too.
Yeah, I forgot about Duplessis. All Shamav now. If they go in with the mindset of Duplessis and the survival instincts and has some type of wrestling ability, I believe it could be an even matchup for Shamav. Because we've seen from Gilbert Burns the way he moved, the way he fought, it was a pretty even match. So if you have somebody that can kind of suppress the wrestling of Shamav, I think it wouldn't be a breeze as it was the last UFC event.
You got a possibility. You have a very good point there. On that note, I do believe that's everything we have for this episode of In The Clinch. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, like, share. Make sure you send this to your friends, all the people out there for WWE and UFC. This is the place to be. Whether, you're just wanting something new.
Might be also other places, same channel, but might be
that's right. Yeah. That's right. So stay tuned for new platforms, better platforms to hear from JuiceJunkie and TooterRooskieMMA. So on that note, thank you everybody for listening to In The Clinch Podcast. It has been a pleasure. I'm JuiceJunkie.
And I'm TooterRooski.
Thank you for watching In The Clinch.